Alright, this is our audience.
Hello. Now, I believe I can confidently say that the state in which we live, it's quite the stormy one. In fact, due to recent weather in the past couple of weeks, I would say that it's rather more obvious than it is usually. However, storms can get much more dangerous than the ones we've just had in the past couple of weeks. In fact, compared to what it could be, it's rather simple what we've had. Probably the most dangerous thing we can possibly have within our state are hurricanes. In fact, given the ones that we've had in this state before, it's probably proved to be one of the most dangerous storms that, if not the most dangerous storm that can happen, especially within our area. I'm going to be covering today what hurricanes are exactly. In any case, in application to our state, hurricanes are likely the most dangerous form of natural disaster we can have here. Now, given where we are within the U.S., it's quite a risky thing for us. In fact, according to climatecentral.org, the city of New Orleans here within our state is actually at the third most risk for any sort of hurricane damage within the entire U.S. We're not all that far from New Orleans. It definitely doesn't show much for it definitely shows much for how much risk we're in for a hurricane. Now, in any case, today I shall be covering what a hurricane actually is, the dangers they bring along with them whenever they make impact, and what we can do to prepare for a hurricane. Now, first off, what a hurricane actually is, to explain the structure, it is an absolutely massive beast of a storm. It is spiral in shape, can cover many miles, and it forms over warm waters, typically in the Gulf of Mexico or starting over the Atlantic Ocean. Now, these storms begin as tropical storms. And what a tropical storm is, it is essentially a much smaller version of a hurricane. Much less severe, winds aren't anywhere near as dangerous. But if these spend enough time over water, these tropical storms can progress into full-blown hurricanes. Now, typically, how big a hurricane is rated off of something called the Saffir-Simpson scale. According to NOAA.com, what the Saffir-Simpson scale is a 5-category scale that rates full-blown hurricanes based on what they are, based on their wind speed and such. A Category 1 hurricane, which is the smallest that can exist, and still be counted as a hurricane, goes from, their winds are from about 74 miles per hour to 95 miles an hour. When you compare it to what a Category 5 is, over 157 miles an hour, it's quite impressive. In any case, that's what hurricane is in the basic part. The risks hurricanes bring along with them. Now, first off, just obviously enough, the biggest risk they bring with them is their wind damage. Hurricanes have some of the most powerful winds known to any storm, the exclusion being tornadoes. Now, in fact, going off of that, to be honest, hurricane winds are actually powerful enough to where when they make impact, they can actually form tornadoes with their own winds while they're on land. These winds have been known to fairly easily take down trees, damage houses, even destroy buildings to some degree. But it pales in comparison to the storm surge that a hurricane brings with it. Storm surge, you could think of it, I guess the most simple way to say it would be as a sort of a small tidal wave. Maybe even a regular tidal wave, depending on the storm itself. Storm surge is essentially water flow that comes with the hurricane's wind force. Storm surge, according to NOAA.com, is actually referred to as being the most dangerous aspect of the hurricane. It takes the most lives, it does the most damage. Now, of course, all of this doesn't mean that we're not safe if a hurricane strikes. There are ways to keep safe from a hurricane. Now, the most simple way to keep yourself safe if a hurricane decides it's going to strike, just evacuate. Get out of our state. Get somewhere where you'll be safe from the storm. Our state is not one known for holding up extremely well during a hurricane. The most prime example of that could be Hurricane Katrina, which according to multiple online sites, has basically been, not even just the states, not even just the online sites, many sources, has likely been one of the most dangerous hurricanes to ever impact our country. But in any case, if you decide not to evacuate, there are things you can do which to prepare. Now, according to National Geographic, if you decide that you are going to stay within our state, what you should do, it's essentially just common sense. Stock up, get a radio and listen to the news, get somewhere safe and secure. Do not take any risks. Do whatever you can to keep yourself safe. Now, one thing that should be noted though when it comes to a hurricane, there may come a time during it where everything seems completely calm. It doesn't seem like it should have stopped this early. There is a very good chance that you are within the eye of the storm. The eye of the storm is a special part of the hurricane. It's the middle of the spiral. It's an area within the very center of the hurricane of complete calm. There's no storm going on there. Keep yourself prepared because the eye wall is going to be coming after that. That is the most dangerous part of the hurricane. Just make sure you're prepared. In any case, I have covered hurricanes today. I've covered what they are, the risks they can bring along with them, and ways you can keep yourself safe. I hope you remember this next time one of these hurricanes decides it's going to show itself here in Louisiana.